What if the most powerful changes in your life were so small they almost didn't count? Not dramatic breakthroughs, not massive overnight transformations, just tiny habits, practiced quietly, shaping your days in ways you barely notice at first. Habit 1. Kaizen. 1% better every day. Kaizen means change for the better, but not in the way we usually imagine improvement. Kaizen focuses on tiny steps, improvements so small they don't feel threatening. After World War II, Japanese companies faced enormous limitations. Toyota couldn't outproduce American factories, so instead they focused on refining processes. Workers were encouraged to suggest small improvements to daily routines. A tool placed closer. Emotion eliminated. Seconds saved. Over time, these small improvements compounded. Social scientists call this cumulative advantage. Tiny gains repeated consistently outperform dramatic but inconsistent effort. Psychologically, Kaizen works because it lowers resistance. The brain doesn't panic when the goal feels manageable. Kaizen isn't about pushing harder. It's about returning tomorrow and doing something slightly better than yesterday. Habit 2. Ikigai, your reason for being. Ikigai means a reason for being. Researchers studying Okinawa noticed that many long-lived residents shared a quiet sense of purpose. They felt useful, needed, connected. Purpose doesn't have to be dramatic. For some, it's tending a garden. For others, caring for family or helping neighbors. Social science research consistently shows that people with a sense of purpose experience lower stress, better mental health, and even reduced mortality risk. Ikigai organizes behavior. When life feels meaningful, healthy habits feel natural instead of forced. Purpose becomes a stabilizing force. Habit 3. Harahachi Bu. Eat until 80% full. Harahachi Bu is the practice of stopping before full. Okinawans traditionally repeat this phrase before meals as a reminder. Modern research shows that mild caloric restraint supports metabolic health and reduces inflammation. But strict dieting often fails. Harahachi Bu works because it relies on awareness, not restriction. The body needs time to register fullness. Eating slowly and stopping early aligns with human physiology. It's not about eating less forever. It's about listening sooner. Habit 4. Sankaku Tabe. Eating with balance and variety. Sankaku Tabe means triangle eating, a traditional approach to meals that emphasizes balance rather than rules. Instead of finishing one dish at a time, food is eaten in rotation. A few bites of vegetables, then protein, then rice, and back again. From a social science perspective, this habit naturally slows eating and increases dietary diversity. Research shows that varied meals improve nutrient intake and reduce overeating, partly because the brain reaches satisfaction faster when flavors and textures change. Sankaku Tabe also reflects a relational view of food. No single item dominates the meal. Everything has a place. This gentle structure supports mindful eating without rigid control, reinforcing the idea that health comes from balance, not extremes. Habit 5. Shinrin Yoku, forest bathing. Shinrin Yoku means immersing yourself in nature without an agenda. Studies show that forest exposure reduces cortisol, lowers blood pressure, and boosts immune function. Trees release compounds called phytoncides that appear to enhance natural killer cell activity in humans. But even without biology, nature restores attention. It gives the brain space to rest. This isn't about wilderness. Even brief contact with greenery has measurable effects. Nature acts like a nervous system reset. Habit 6. Wabi-sabi, embracing imperfection. Wabi-sabi is the appreciation of imperfection and impermanence. In contrast to perfectionism, it accepts that nothing lasts and nothing is flawless. Psychological research links perfectionism to anxiety, depression, and burnout. Wabi Sabi offers an alternative mindset. Progress without pressure. Beauty without comparison. Accepting imperfection increases resilience. When failure isn't catastrophic, learning accelerates. Creativity survives. Habit 7. Gammon. Endure with dignity. Gammon means enduring hardship with patience and self-control. It doesn't deny pain. It contains it. After disasters in Japan, researchers observed orderly behavior and mutual respect. Gammon supports social stability. Psychologically, it aligns with emotional regulation, the ability to tolerate distress without impulsive reaction. People who can endure discomfort without escalation tend to recover faster from stress. Habit 8. Omoyari. Compassionate consideration. Omoyari means anticipating others' needs. It's empathy in action. Social science shows that cooperative societies function more smoothly. Small acts of kindness build trust. Trust reduces stress. Reduced stress improves health. Omoyari strengthens social fabric. It reminds people they are not alone. Habit 9. Kintsugi, repair with gold. Kintsugi is the art of repairing broken pottery with gold. The damage isn't hidden. It's honored. Psychologically, this reflects post-traumatic growth. Research shows that people can develop increased resilience, empathy, and meaning after hardship. Kintsugi teaches that healing doesn't erase scars. It transforms them into strength. Final chapter. Make it make sense. Beyond individual habits, these practices make more sense when you understand Japanese social culture. For centuries, Japanese society has tended to emphasize interdependence over individualism. People are taught from a young age that their actions affect the group, family, community, workplace, and even future generations. This doesn't mean people lose their identity. Rather, identity is shaped through relationships. Habits like gammon and omoyari grew from this cultural foundation, where maintaining harmony, reducing conflict, and considering others' feelings were seen as forms of moral strength, not weakness. Modern sociology shows that cultures with higher social trust and cooperation tend to have better public health, lower stress levels, and stronger community resilience in times of crisis. At the same time, these traditions are not about blind conformity. They evolved as practical ways to live together in dense cities, limited land, and changing economic conditions. Practices like Kaizen emerged in workplaces that depended on collective problem-solving, while Shinrin-yoku reflects a deep cultural respect for nature in a rapidly urbanizing society. Today, many of these ideas are being rediscovered worldwide because they align with contemporary research in psychology, mindfulness, and well-being. They remind us that personal health and social culture are deeply connected. How we treat ourselves shapes how we treat others, and how we treat others ultimately shapes our own well-being. These 8 habits are small, almost invisible, but over time they shape how you live, how you age, and how you relate to others. Not by force, but by quiet, consistent practice.